Hello, students. How are you? Hope all of you are fine. In the previous video, we discussed about the meaning of production and the definition of production. Now, in block 4, we discuss about the production function. What is the production function? The production function is the relationship between physical inputs yani land, labor, capital, etc. and the physical output yani quantity produced. Inputs, we also discuss about the factors of the production. In it, we have also discussed land, labor, and capital. These are also called the physical inputs. Output, physical outputs, quantity produced, yani goods and services. It is a technical relationship, not an economical relationship, that studies material inputs on one hand and material outputs on the other hand. Material inputs include variables and fixed factors of production. In our standard equations, the production function is represented by Q. Q here, Q. Labor variable elements is represented by L and capital fixed element is represented by K. And it means production function is a functional relationship of L and K. In the words of Watson, production function is the relationship between a firm's production output and the material factor of the production inputs. It means the production function, you can say the production function is a mathematical equation determining the relationship between the factors and quantity of input for production and the number of goods it produces most efficiently. It is uh, it is uh, it is mainly the use of inputs and found physical output means quantity produce. How much quantity we produce. Now, so we can say the production function is a mathematical function which state the relationship between the inputs and the outputs of the goods in producing by a firm. Entrepreneurship, labor, land, and capital are the major factor of inputs for whom we have also studies in the previous videos. You can see there that can determine the maximum output for a certain price and producer can represent it by a graph and use of the formula Q is equal to FKN. F, it it is the functional relationship. K, capitals, labor. So here are some assumptions of the production functions. Both inputs and output divisible means the output and inputs are divisible can be divided into piece parts. There are only two factors of predictions land, variable elements, and capital fixed element. Sorry, it is mistakable. Land is a fixed animal and capital is a variable elements. So there are two factors of production land, variable elements, and capital fixed elements. Land. It is labor. Labor variable elements and capital is fixed element. I hope you understood that labor is variable elements, which is denotes L, and capital is fixed element, which is denote K. Factors of production are imperfect substitutes. Technology is constant. Now With the help of the graphical representation of production function, um, when there are 4 units of labor and 5 units of capitals. Equations for the production function is Q is equal to function of 4 and 5. 4 yani 4 L labor and 5 is capital. So this graphical representation is show the prediction function. On the axis we put inputs and OY axis we take outputs. So using this is the Q is a function of L and K. So prediction function means mathematical equation and representations of a graph relation between the tangible out inputs and tangible outputs of a firms during the production of goods. A single factor in the absence of the other three cannot help production. In simple words, it describes the methods that will enable the maximum production of goods by technically combining the 4 major factors of production: land, enterprise, labor, and capital at a certain time frame using a specific technology most efficiently. So, and it is also depend, um, sorry, it is also depend the efficiency of the technology, the uh, efficiency of technology. Student, hope you understood well what is the production function. Now we discuss about variable factors and fixed factors. Variable factors and fixed factor. Variable factors are the factors that can be changed during the course of the short run, and variable factors vary with the level of output. An increase in variable factors leads to more production and vice versa. Employment of variable factors is not required when there is no production. Variable factors include labor, power, fuel, etc. It means variable factors are those factor inputs which change of output in short run, as raw material, labor, fuel, power, etc. are the example of variable factors. If our firms want to expand output in the short run, then it can employ more laborers, purchase more raw materials, and can use more power. Similarly, if it wants to contract output, then it can contract output. Reduce. It can reduce the number of labor workers, purchase less of raw materials and fuel, etc. They show that as production increases, variable factors also increase. As production falls, the quantities of variable factors are also fall. Now we discuss about what is fixed factor. Right? Fixed factors are the factors that cannot be changed in the short run. The number of fixed factors always remains constant, even is zero production. Fixed factors include land, capital, building, etc. It means fixed factors are those which remain unchanged as output of a firm changes in the short run. In other words, as a firm increases or decreases its output in the short run, fixed factors remain constant. They are independent of output in the short run, as machines, factory buildings, plants, and permanent employees, etc., are the example of the fixed factor. To construct a new plant or expand the existing one for changing the output of the firm will take time. So it is not possible in the short time. It is not possible to increase the fixed factor in the short time. We can also adjust in the long time. Now, I think you understood. I also explain it briefly. Fixed factors exist only in the short run, and variable factors exist both in the short and long run. And fixed factor, it is independent of output in the short run, while variable factors changes with the change of output in the short run. And plants, machinery, etc. are the example of the fixed factor, while labor, raw materials, etc., fuel are the examples of the variable factors. And it exists even in the zero level of output. When output is zero, quantities of variable factors are reduced to zero. So, student, hope you have to understood what is the variable factors or what is the fixed factor. Now we discuss about the features of prediction function. First of all, complementary. A producer will have to combine the inputs to produce output, and outputs can't get generate without the use of inputs. It means the output is depend on the inputs. Without using inputs, we can't get generate output. Next, specificity. For any given output, the combination of inputs that may be used is clearly defined. What type of factors is needed for the production of a particular product is clearly mentioned before the actual production gets started. It means you have to fix a time and what factors, what inputs you used to get the output. Next, production period. The period of production process is clearly explained to the production units. Each stage of production is given some specific time, and it means which time you get how much production, which time you use how much inputs and get output. Production generally gets completed over a long time period of time, means on a short time and long time, how much production, how much output you gain. Now we discuss about the type of production function. Prediction function on the basic of the time period can be divided into two categories: short run prediction function and long run prediction function. In these prediction function, the combination and the behavior of the variable factors are fixed factors are different. Now we discuss about what is the short run prediction function. Short run is a period of time where output can only be changed by changing the level of variable inputs. In the short run, factors are variables and some are fixed. Fixed factors, mostly fixed factor as land, labor. Short run refers to a time period in which a firm doesn't have sufficient time to increase the scale of output. For example, quantity of land, machinery, etc., cannot be changed during the short run. Uh, in this time, variable factors are those factors whose quantity can be easily changed. I have also discussed about it, and with the change in the level of the output. For example, in the short time, the producer can easily change in the quantity of labor to increase or decrease the production function. So, in the short run, fixed factor remain constant in the short run, like land, labor. land, capital, plants, machinery, etc. Production can be raised by only increasing the level of variable inputs like labor. Therefore, the situation whereas the output is increased by only increase the variable factors of inputs and keeping the fixed factor constant is termed as short-run production function. This relationship is explained by the law of variable proportion, and this law of variable proportion I will also discuss in the further video. So, short-run prediction is the process to utilizing one or more inputs to produce output over a period of time where at least one uh, input is fixed. Companies usually have several inputs factors that they use to produce their output. These inputs factor can include things such as land, labor, capital, and raw material. Typically, the main inputs in the short-run production are capital and labor. Some inputs factor are considered to be fixed input, as I also discuss you that labor, which means sorry, fixed inputs. It is capital, which means they do not change during production, and some other inputs are variable inputs that can be changed. For example, labor. Now I would explain it with the example as large machines, buildings are usually considered fixed input, while the number of workers hired is usually considered a variable inputs. Within the shorter production, at least one of the inputs must be fixed, while the other inputs are variable. Short run production can be related to a company's current contracts. A production that a company can complete given certain variables inputs, or a company can do without capital upgrades to its fixed inputs such as factories. The main goal of the short run production is to produce the most output possible given the inputs available. To do this, companies must optimize their use of both fixed and variable inputs, while the fixed inputs remain constant. For example, a company might increase the number of workers they can hire while keeping the numbers of machine constant remain. Hope student, you understood well what is the short run prediction function. Now we discuss about long run prediction function. Long run prediction function is a span of time. Any long run or एक लंबा time. This means एक लंबा time where the output where the output where the output can be increased by increasing all factors of production function, whether it is sorry whether it is fixed land, capital, plants and machinery, etc. uh, and a variable factors labor. Long runs is a enough time we can adjust both the variable factors to after all the factors of production. All factors are said to be variables in the long run. Any producer can be increase machinery, number of machinery plants. He can also set up a new plant. Therefore, the situations where the output increase by increasing all the inputs simultaneously and in the same proportion in terms. Long run prediction function, the relationship is explained by the law of returns to scale. I will also discuss it, the law of returns to scale in the further video. So, in the long run prediction function, there are no fixed factors. This means that a business can change the scale of production and also the long run mixed of the inputs between. labor and capital. And we can also adjust both the factors, labors and capital. In the long run production function, we focus on the nature of the returns to scale. If they are increasing returns, then economics scale are being experienced. In the increasing returns, the cost of will be reduced. So, in the in long run production function, which may be so in the simple words, we can say the long run production function, which may also be termed as returns to scale. To discuss about the returns to scale, further video describe the maximum quantity of goods or service that can be produced via set of inputs, assuming that the firms is free to adjust the level of all outputs. Mathematically, it can be also represented as Q is equal to function of K up L. I have also discussed it before. So it is understood that in the long run, all inputs are variable. Production can be increased by changing one or more of the inputs. The firm can change its plans or scale of production, and he can adjust the variable factors to the fixed factors. In the long run, production is depicted where the combination of capital and labor. Suppose in example, the capital of labor, the combination of capital or labor 100, with the combination of capital or labor, the producer get 100 output. Increase in output of capital and labor in the long run, uh, the output increases to 200, and with the production function is shown in the terms and ISO point, and we discuss about the ISO point in the further video. In the long run, it is possible for a firms to change all inputs or down in according with the scale. This is known as returns to scale. The returns to scale are constant when output increasing in the same proportion and increasing in the quantities of inputs. The returns to scale are increasing when the increase in the output is more than the proportional to the increase in inputs. They are decreasing if the increasing in output is less than proportional to the increase in output. So, student, hope you have understood well what is the what is long run production function and what is the short run production function. Now we discuss about the concept of product. Product or output refers to the volume of the goods that the company produces using inputs during a specified period of time. The concept of product can be looked at the from from three different angles. First, total product, marginal product, and average product. What is the total product? Total product total product TP, which is referred TP. TP refers to the total quantities of goods that the firms produce during a given course of time with a given number of inputs. Total products is also known as total physical product, TPP, or total output or total revenue. For example, if six labor produce 10 kg of wheat, then the total product is 60 kg because a company can increase TP in the short term by focusing primarily on the various components, but over time, both fixed and in the over time, long time, both fixed and variable elements can be increased to raise TP. The total production curve represent the total amount of output. You can see in the scale in the curve here the total production curve also going upward. ऊपर क्यों रही जाती है हमेशा? So in simple words, we can say the total product refers to the total amount of output that a firm produces within a given period utilizing given inputs. You can say the formula is TP, total production, is equal to AP multiply, and AP is AP, you can say product, and L labor unit. So total student, hope you have to understood what is the total production. It is the total production which will be gained with using the inputs in a given. So total production is the amount of final output produced by a firms using given inputs in a given period of time. Now we discuss about the average product. Average product. Average product refers to output per units of a variable inputs. AP is calculated by dividing TP by units of the variable factors. For example, if the total product is 60 kg of wheat produced by 6 laborers, variable inputs, then the average product will be 60 divided 6 is equal to 10. Average product AP. I also discuss about the AP in the total product. Total product is a AP multiplied L. And if you want to find out the AP, AP is equal to total products divided by units of variable factor inputs. It means average products, in the simple words, you can say average product defined as the output per unit of factors inputs, or average of the total product per unit of input, and can be calculated by dividing the total product by the inputs yani variable factors. You can see here the formulas of the average product. Now we discuss about the marginal product. Marginal product refers to the addition to the total product when one more unit of the variable factors is employed. It calculates the extra output per additional unit of inputs while keeping all other inputs constant. Other names of marginal products are marginal physical product MPP or marginal returns. MP is equal to yani change in output. Change in output divided by change in input. Here, inputs you can take labor. It means, in the simple words, you can say margin product, the additional output produced as a result of the implying an additional unit of the variable factor inputs is called the marginal product. Uh, Thus, we can say that marginal product is the additional by using the extra employ and additional units. So total product when an extra factor inputs is used, which additional output we gain, it is called marginal product. It can also be said that total products is the summation is the sum of the marginal products at different inputs level. You can say total products summation of the marginal products, and TP is equal to summation of marginal product. You can say it, or MP marginal products is a TPN minus TPN minus any extra units which we are using. Extra, it means it is a result of implying an additional unit of the variable factors input. MPN marginal products of the of the numbers units of variable factors. TPN total products of n units of the variable factors, and TPN minus one total products of नंबर माइनस जो एडिशनल हमने यूज किया है units of variable factors. In the diagram you can see also average and marginal product curve. Basically the MP curve looks like a reverse U. रिवर्स यू यानी उल्टा यू. You can see here MP. ये देखिए, it's a reverse U-shaped curve in the average and marginal product curves. Now, let us see what is the AP appears to be. For the first unit of the variable inputs, one can easily have a look at it and come to the conclusion that both MP and AP are alike. You can see here both are alike and both are going to a same direction. Now, both are increasing as we increases the amount of inputs. When the amounts of inputs is increases, MP and AP also increase. MP increases. Since AP is the aggregate of marginal product, it also increases. You see here AP is showing in the pink curve and MP is showing in the green curve. However, it is less than MP, but from starting it is less than MP. MP is increasing fastly. After a point, its point P. After a point, MP start decreasing. ये decreasing as long as value of MP is greater than the value of AP. AP continues to increase once MP decreases sufficiently. MP is also decreasing. Its value become it, it be, its value becomes less than AP. Thus, AP also start decreasing. It's also start. The AP is also reverse U shape. You can see it is also see reverse U shape. Now, with the help of the table, you also suppose fixed factor capital unit 1, 2, 2. It's a fixed factor. Only fixed factor is a fixed capital units fixed. Next, variable factors is also increasing because fixed factor capital is fixed. Only two capital is used. Variable factors is increasing according to the outputs. TPP here, APP here, and MPP here. Now, with the use of the two fixed factor and one variable factors, TPP 10 gain 10 units. In the first time, APP is also 10 and MPP is also 10. Now, using two fixed factor and two variable factors, TPP increase very fastly. It become 26 and APP 13. Yani how you can get APP? 26 divided by 2. It's a 13. Now MP 26 minus additional units 16 minus, so it is 16. I have also discussed it. MPP is additional unit. To 26 minus 10, 16. Now in the third, when we use third variable factors, labor, uh, TPP becomes 48 and APP 48 divided 3, it becomes 16 and MPP 48 minus 26, it becomes 22. Hope you are understood well. Now further you see when we use the fourth variables factors labor and fixed unit 2. You will in the it is the scene of the short run, so we will not increase the fixed factors. So TPP is become 68 and APP becomes 17. 68 divided 4 becomes 17 and MPP 20. You see here MPP increase 6 and then it increase also 6. Now it's increase only 2. It increase. Now it is a point where variable factors 5. When using 5, TPP 85 and AP 17 and MPP also 17. This is the point it here because in this point the MPP has now TPP and sorry now where APP or MPP as seen. Now, by using other variable factors, after this 6, now total factor become 96, and it is APP also decrease. It becomes 16, and MPP decreasing fastly. And then you see here it average it, and it is decrease fastly MPP. Now further using civil labor, total variables 98, APP becomes 14 and MPP 2. Now it using variable factors, it is also maximum 98 and APP यहाँ maximum it has become. now इसके बाद ये negative होने लगेगा, and it's also negative sign is not showing here, sorry, and it's becomes 0. It touch the origin point x-axis here where it is 0, and further using of the labor, the total production become negative. It's cut down, and APP become 10, and it is minus 8. ये it will come for नीचे जाएगी. The TP curve first increase at an increasing rate. You are seeing here the TP is increasing rate where you are seeing it, which is continuous to increase but at a decreasing rate. It is also increasing. First of all, it increased 16. Then that you see here 10 से 26 हो गया 16. Then it becomes 26 से 48 22 फिर 20. It is also increasing but in the decreasing rate, giving the curve as shape. This trend continues till TP reaches its maximum. Its maximum point. Here amp is 0, where TP is max, amp is 0. You can see here, you can also see in the schedule when TP is 90, maximum amp is 0. After the maximum, TP start to fall and it's decline. After this point, sorry, this is not showing in the graph, but it is come down. It's here, and it become MP become negative. That MP curve also initially increases, reaches its maximum and then decline. It's also increases. You are also seeing that here it is increases, but after that it also decline. Note that the maximum of MP is reached at the point where TP start to increase at a diminishing rate. And interesting fact that MP can also be negative, whereas TP is always positive even when it decline. It's also become because TP when TP is maximum, MP is negative. When sorry, MP is 0. When MP is negative, TP also decline. The AP curve also show a similar trend at MP. It rises, reaches its maximum and then falls. So at the point where AP reaches its maximum, TP AP is equal to MP. It's the point where TP is equal to the MP. Hope student understood well what is TP, total production, what is MP, average, marginal production, what is AP, and average production, and how they reach their points, how they move. So we can say, seeing this diagram, when MP product, when MP product MP is increasing, you are seeing MP increasing, the total production is also increasing rate. This gives the total product curve is convex shape. You see, this is a convex shape. In the beginning, as variable factor inputs increasing, the continuous to the points where the MP curve reaches its maximum. It's a maximum. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's a maximum points. It's a when the MP decline, yeah, start to decline, what remains positive? The total production is increasing, but at a decreasing rate. It also increasing, but at a decreasing rates. This gives the total production curve is concave. Here it becomes concave. Concave shape after the point of inflection. It is the point of inflection. This continues until the total production curve reaches its maximum point. It's become maximum point when the MP is declining and negative. Here comes decline. The total production also decline. When MP becomes zero, to become zero, total production reaches its maximum point. When average product is rising, it's also rising. Marginal product lies above average product. You are seeing that marginal product curve is above than the average product. When average product is decline, here it is decline, marginal product lies below. It lies below average product. It declined fastly. At the maximum of the average product, marginal and average product equal to each other. Here it equal to each other. Strand, hope you understood well what is production function, what is production function, what is short run production function, long run production function, and total production function, average production function, and marginal production function, and the relationship of the total, marginal, and average production function. And in the further video, we also love variable, ISO point, etc. Now, strength. Thank you. Thank you very much.